This series is presented by Solo Hunter brand rifle covers, your gun's best protection against the elements. This is where it all begins, right here. It's first evening of the first day. Just planned on getting up here and getting to a vantage point where I can glass. You can see the sun's just getting ready to set. Got about an hour before dark. A lot of clouds, some storms rolling in, but this is where I leave my four-wheeler, and it's all uphill from here. As you can see, it's all uphill. I don't want to give it all away. So the plan is to get up here in some of these rocks. I can glass back in here. There's some good mountainside, some springs over there that I want to see. I'm excited, but I'm tired from the long drive to get here and the gas station food that just didn't treat me right. The early archery season in Nevada generally marks the soft opening into my busy fall and winter hunting schedule. This year I'm hunting an area of Nevada that I've never really spent much time in, so I'm taking a much slower and methodical approach than I might ordinarily take. On this hunt, I'm really looking for something special. I've heard talk of some giants coming off this mountain in the past, and I'm going to hunt and scout hard until I find the buck that I want to go after. Kind of getting cheated out of daylight. There's a big storm on that side of the valley. There's 3 bucks up at the very peak, just down below the peak. The sun is blocked pretty good. Normally this time of day, the sun would be hitting this mountainside and the deer would be sticking out like a sore thumb, but it's just the way it goes. So I'm gonna sit here and glass till dark. Not gonna do any more filming because everything's a mile away. And then I'm gonna get up here, up past these sheep, and I'm gonna drop down into that quakey side. Find a spot to put my bedroll and sleep right up there on the mountain. And then get up and glass in the morning, see what I see. So, oh, there's a camper, another guy with a truck way down there. Oh well, that's the way you do it. Try to hunt during the middle of the week, so you have fewer people to contend with, but it's still wide open to the public. Just got to be willing to work a little harder. Get to the top of the mountain first and stay there. I've got up here on the mountain, and what I'm going to do is kind of just scrape out a flat spot here. This is where I'm going to sleep for the night. The big mountain is all right here behind me. This is all the valley down below, and the wind is just howling. So I kind of got tucked in here up against these rocks. It's pretty quiet, but there's really not a lot of cover other than the quakies down there, but I kind of like to be out in the open. I don't like to be inside a bunch of trees. I feel like I can get ambushed. Out here in the open, at least I can fight my way out of it a little bit maybe, but you know, there's really no predators to speak of other than mountain lions and coyotes. Anyway, this is the first night, so I probably won't sleep very well because I'm so excited to finally get this hunt started. So I'm gonna spend a little time, make a nice comfy bed. This is where I'll sleep at least tonight, but every day I'm gonna pack everything in my pack so that wherever I end up in the mountain, I can just divvy out and camp right there, just because, you know, in this big country, you never know where you're gonna find the deer. And if I see him in the next valley over, I'm gonna haul tail over there and get it, because I really don't have any time constraints. As long as I can keep talking to my wife with the satellite phone, I'll be good.
These are self-documented hunting adventures with no production crews. We hunt in very remote locations and often dangerous situations. We are solo hunters.
Just something about this kind of weather and this kind of experience, just this kind of brutality, it makes you feel like a man.
My favorite backpacking food is dead animal.
There! Make you think twice about stepping out of the tent to take a leak in the middle of the night, that's for sure.
Filming myself and trying to shoot stuff just frustrates me. It makes you feel like you're a horrible hunter. It's not the case. You're just a horrible cameraman.
Solo Hunters is brought to you by MUZZY Broadheads, Carbon Express, Gorilla Gear, Outdoor Edge and Vortex Optics, Prime by G5, and Campbell Cameras. Relive your adventure. Closed captioning provided by Trophy Taker Fallaway Arrow Rests, leading the way on the line and in the field. Solo Hunters is brought to you by Prime Bows from G5, where accuracy is everything.
So, those 3 bucks that I spotted last night turned into 14 or 15 bucks. Bucks that need a closer look. So I'm gonna hook up, glass some of these other ridges over here that I haven't even taken a look at, and I'm gonna hook up the big lens and see if I can get any footage at all. Probably not, they're so far up there, but try to keep a close eye on them, see where they bed. Now is the most critical time to keep your eye on these deer, because I've seen bucks where they'll just be milling around and it's late in the morning and you think they're gonna drop down and bed down right where they're at, and then next thing you know they run a quarter of a mile, half a mile over the ridge and just plop down and bed down. So if you find a buck that you really want to go after, it's real critical that you just keep your eye right on him. I mean, clear up until he beds down, otherwise you might lose him. If you think that they're going to bed right there and then you make a move, there's a good chance that he might not be there. So sun's directly in my face, but as it gets higher I can see a little bit better, so just going to keep a real close watch on him. Nice deer. Going to call him Stifler because he's old, stiff-legged bugger. He's got great brows, probably 3-4 inch brows. For a mule deer, that's pretty sweet. So we'll see. Gonna shut up and keep watching. Where they've bedded, there's absolutely no way of getting in on them, especially with that many eyeballs. So what I'm gonna do is move up into the Quakies a little bit closer, try to get about a half mile closer to those deer, and then get some eyeballs on him tonight. Get a little closer look at him, see if he's something I wanna really put my tag on. Not disappointed, but I was hoping to see just a stroker.
On this first morning of glassing, I've seen some really nice bucks. Bucks that I ordinarily would go after, but this season I'm after something better. It's time to get off my butt and start putting some boots on the ground. I plan on spending the rest of the morning and afternoon going from ridge to ridge to see if I can spot up a few different bachelor groups of bucks.
They don't even care that I'm here.
Even though a couple of these bucks are very tempting to go after, I still haven't really seen anything that catches my eye. So I'm going to stake out a bivvy site to camp for the night, grab some grub, and see what tomorrow might bring.
Don't know how much light this GoPro's gonna have, but here we are. Find somewhere to put my bedroll.
Behind the Lens is brought to you by Campbell Cameras. Relive your adventure.
Because the perspective from the hunter can be so limiting, we want to be able to use any tools and techniques that we can to be able to show a broader perspective and to bring you a more full production. One tool we use a lot of is the GoPro mounted on sticks or our bows or guns or anywhere to be able to change up that view of what we're seeing. Whether we're using a micro lens or digiscoping through our spotting scope, we want to be able to offer the viewer a very unique look into our perspective, but we want to be able to show you guys how we see it.
This segment of Solo Hunters is brought to you by Carbon Express. Shoot better. Solo Hunters is brought to you by PhoneScope, digiscoping accessories for your smartphones.
This camp is a little bit better than my one last night. The only thing I worry about is the rain. My tarp, I don't know how I did it, but I snagged it on something and ripped a big hole in it. Just gonna get the jet boil put together here and get some food going. I'm having a blast on this hunt, that's for sure. I mean, just out here kicking it by myself and chasing mule deer, seeing lots of deer. So it's not like this is a survival type of a hunt. The only reason this would be a survival hunt is if you didn't bring any food or if you got injured and had to survive. But always try to do things safe. You know, solo hunting is, I mean, there is an element of danger there and an element of stupidity there because, you know, we're going out on our own. There's always some fears here and there if you let your mind start to wander. You know, if you start worrying about the mountain lions and the bears and that kind of thing, then you can freak yourself out and find yourself hiking down the mountain in the dark, you know. But the reality of it is you're perfectly safe up here as long as you're smart and you know, do what you can to stay safe. So just something about solo hunting that I really enjoy, as far as you make the decisions, like you work everything through in your head. There's nobody else to run anything by. It's all you. Everything's on your shoulders. Having the cameras on a hunt like this brings in an awesome element because I feel like I have something or somebody that I can talk to. Obviously, with this hunt being successful, or if it's successful, I'll be talking to the fans and talking to you out there. So I feel like I'm not exactly talking to myself, but because of the cameras, you know, it makes it more than just a hunt for me. It makes it more of a journal. You know, I'm journaling my adventures for my posterity, for my boy, for my daughter. You know, these are the types of things that hopefully will live on, not only on television, but I'll have archives of tons of video footage. So when I'm an old fart, my kids will be able to look at it, my grandkids, and they'll say, "Man, Dad, you were crazy." But you know, it's really neat because of the cameras to be able to have that live video journal to be able to document, you know, the adventures. Got myself all excited. Spotted 2 bucks up here, both with great frames, cranked up to spot and scope, both 3x3s. Although I like the fact that it's nice and cool and overcast, some light rain, I just don't know how steady the wind pattern's gonna be with this storm front here, so I'll go up this ridge and come around and down on them. Yeah, I have audio. I can remember if I turn it on. Go see if I can put the hurt to this big ol' 3x. I'd like to just leave my big lens here, but I forgot my other 300mm lens, so I'm probably gonna need it. If I kill something, it's all downhill anyway. I gotta go this way. scoot down off the backside of this rock side because I don't want to get struck by lightning. It'd probably hurt. It wouldn't hurt. It'd make for a good TV, but it'd probably hurt. Lightning storm starting to come on pretty quick. I hate to lose elevation, but I'd hate to get my butt struck too. Way too much money in camera gear to let any water get to it.
I'm not going to admit whether or not I'm afraid of getting struck by lightning, but what I will say is that in my life I take enough risks to drive my wife crazy. So today, I'm not going to take any chances.
Solo Magnified is brought to you by Vortex, the force of optics. If you're glassing through a spotting scope for an extended period of time, it's important to keep both eyes open to prevent eye strain. In order to do this, you'll have to look through the scope with your dominant eye. Another trick is to cover up the eye that's not on the scope with something dark. The eye that's not looking through the scope, if you cover it up with the brim of your hat or say the edge of your jacket, that dark contrast will allow your dominant eye to focus through the scope and allow you to glass longer and more effectively before your eyes get tired.
This segment of Solo Hunters is brought to you by Big Green Targets. Go big, go green. For more information on all of our Solo Hunter branded products, social and digital media, exclusive video footage and recommended gear, as well as our choice outfitters, go to solohunterstv.com. Solo Hunters is brought to you by Adventure Medical Kits and Survive Outdoors Longer. Expect the unexpected.
Well, it's just now breaking daylight. I got up here nice and early. If I was sheep hunting, I would have had success. But since I'm deer hunting, we'll see. That's about all. So, these guys are from Peru, and they say that they know where the big bucks are, so they're just gonna go over there with me. We're gonna go up and around the ridge and pop over the top and see if we see anything, right?
Okay.
Names?
Yeah.
Name? Dave?
Name? Johnny.
Johnny?
Yo Saul.
Rasul.
Peruanos. Peru.
All right, we'll go find some deer.
She ride the horse. Very cool. Horse?
Me?
Yeah. Ah, it's okay. You gonna ride him? Good. Are you gonna ride? Yeah. You gonna ride up there? Yeah. You gonna ride? Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll ride. I'm not afraid. No. Okay. He's gonna give me a ride. Oh, good. You hold this? Yeah. Killing a deer isn't even on my mind right now because this whole trip has been an adventure, you know, and who would have thought that you could have an experience like this in Nevada with Peruvian guides. Anyway, I gotta quit. I just got a permanent smile on my face. This is just what I love about what I do. It is solo and solo hunters, but it's at the end of the day, it's how you live your life and how you impact people.
This buck is not even close to what I had ever planned on going after, but my newfound Peruvian sheep herder guides were so excited to see me stalk in and kill a deer with a bow that I had to give it a go. Either that, or they planned on walking off with all of my gear while I was shoeless several hundred yards away.
just got too close. I didn't think he was that close, and then he was right under this tree, and I was trying to snap a range, and oh well. This hunt is over. That's it. I am going home empty-handed. I had a feeling after that thunderstorm that it was going to be one of those years, but you know, it almost happened today. It almost happened. So. Anyway, I'm going to head down to the mountain. Remy's line is always create your own adventure, and as I found out today with my Peruvian buddies here, is sometimes the adventure just finds you. You know, you really don't have to create it. It seems like oftentimes opportunities arise, and you know, things just happen, and it's just having the adventure is the main thing. You know, a guy's got to get out and experience this. Sometimes things happen exactly how you had planned on, and sometimes they don't. For me, it seems like it is all too often those times that don't go exactly as I had hoped that end up being the adventures that I remember the most. Some experiences are irreplaceable and can never really be duplicated. It is my opinion that a man needs to just go and do. I have to keep reminding myself not to get caught up with trying to force things to happen. We sometimes may be better off remembering the familiar and yet simple phrase, come what may. I'm done talking to the dang camera. I'm ready to just take a break till next week. Actually, a week from today. A week from today, I'll be on a plane to Alaska, heading after moose. So I'm gonna take a week break, then I'm gonna go hunt for 3 weeks. The Solo After Show is brought to you by Outdoor Edge, quality knives and tools for the big game hunter. Can't seem to get enough solo hunters? Now you can get extended behind-the-scenes access into the show. You'll find additional video clips from our fans, as well as a look into some of our exclusive tips and outtakes that we couldn't fit into the show. All this and more at solohunterstv.com.